Hey folks, I'm Vixen. Today we're going to play Masquerada Songs and Shadows, a game by Witching Hours. We're going to play a demo build which is used to promote a Kickstarter, which I will just link into the descriptions. So what is it about? It's an RPG with tactical combat like you would find maybe in a Baldur Gate with a pause, so you can just choose where you want to go and what kind of action you want to use. And what is the strong point of the game right now, I think, is art style. It's going to take place in a Venetian city with plenty of colors. It's going to be masks and intrigues, and it's a setup which is very interesting. So let's just begin the demo. Alright, let's go with normal, and let's begin. This is the only background screen we are going to read. All the other ones are going to be voiced. All the characters got their own voice. So, Conoscenza, an influential regente, Rezitov Azrus has been kidnapped, and the only reward for all who have pursued the Regente's disappearance thus far has been theirs. The disgraced exile, Cicero Gavar, which is our main character, has been summoned back to the city of Ombre to resume his duty as an Inspettore and investigate this mystery. Cicero's investigation now arrive at the Cognoscenza. There is plenty of names which are not easy. The city primaries repository of knowledge, seek out wisdom regarding the unusual study Rezitov had conducted before his disappearance. And here is our team. So I'm going to move basically as I would in any Baldur Gate like RPG, except I can also move it with my keyboard here. So I can click around like that. I can very well just move my main character, and the other one are going to just follow.
See the insides of this place. The registry's always so stiff about sharing.
Just remember, we're here for Kyrie, not for sightseeing.
Of course. Lead on.
Alright, and here is going to be our first combat. There's a bit of blood on the ground.
Trouble.
The silence is too deep here. Usually there are...
Watch yourselves!
Get them! Get behind me!
Alright, let's pause the game when I can. There we go. So I've got three characters. I've got Cicero here, our main character, which is, I think, mostly based on agility. He's very fast, he's got a rapier, and we've got a few earth attacks, so his element should be earth. We've got Tiziana here, which is going to be our main fighter. She's got a pretty huge 200 sword here. She's got plenty of fire element attacks. And then we've got Calden here, which is water-based, is going to be... I think he's going to be our magician here, and we need to be careful not to let him die. He's the one which is taking the most damage. And let's just go for it. We're just going to try to use a few skills. I could probably try to begin with what could I use? I'm going to use Flame Bolt. It's an attack which is going to deal a bit of damage from here, and I will be waiting for the cooldown now next. Alright. Then I'm going to ask, you can just select every character, you are not obligated to just control your own. So I'm going to ask Tiziana to go for that guy, and she's going to go and auto-attack him. I'm going to ask Calden to do the same, and I could use maybe a few skills, but I'm going to wait for these guys to be in melee. Oh, I missed him, I should have waited for... Okay, here we go. So as you can see, even if you don't do anything, your other guys are going to use abilities, and everybody's going to keep fighting. But you can just very well pause the game, and you will just be able to maybe grab that skill here and just use it on the guy. So you can really choose the pace at which you want to fight. Let's just go for the last one here. I'm going to try to use more skill like this one here. Then I'm going to use this skill here, which is going to make me just go through with a few attacks. It's very handy when there is a bit of crowd. And for the next part I will just switch from character to character, so I can just show you a few more of these abilities.
What are you doing?
It is customary for portieri to stitch insignias of some sort. These have none, and they are poorly fitted.
What is it?
Nothing, just a thought.
A thought?
Don't bother yourself with it.
Inspettore, allow me to make something clear to you. There are two ways that this can go. The first, if you pay me with respect and honesty regarding the case, I will offer my full assistance. And as I have just demonstrated, I can be useful.
Do I want to hear the second?
If you attempt to blind me with lies and fabrications, I can make this investigation very difficult for you. as I have also just proven. Make your choice, Inspettore. The wick of time is ever burning.
I suspect these are Masqueradas.
Why?
Just before this, we found evidence that has led us to believe that they have taken Razatov captive.
What would they want with him?
He was creating Fae.
What?
I don't know why or how he knows how to, but he was. And now the Masqueradas have him.
You believe they're after the head Vegelus as well?
If she knows about this, then perhaps.
And you think following her trail will lead you to him?
I think it's better than knocking on the Masqueradas' doors and asking for Razatov back, yes.
I see. You chose well, Inspettore.
Don't make me regret it. Now come on. If those men were guarding the entrance, Kyrie's still somewhere here.
I quite like the writing, but there is a few things which can be a bit mysterious when you begin. And the phase they were speaking about are some kind of magical creature we'll just face a bit further into the demo, which are quite cool as well. Okay, so let's just where I think I was headed north last time. It's a good place to find a combat, and I'm going to wait for them to be a bit closer if I want to use a few abilities, and then I will just switch to maybe our second guy Kalden, and I will try to apply a few of these elemental effects, because if you use them properly you may trigger some kind of reaction. So here they come. Let's go and fight the guy. So the first one is pretty obvious. It's some kind of tank, or maybe it's going to deal a bit of damage with his mace here, with the pointy stuff. And then we've got a mage here, which is going to maybe throw us a few fireballs and stuff with his instrument here. Okay, so let's just see. I'm going to probably try to use a fissure attack here, which is going to allow me to go a bit closer to the mage, and I will try to deal with him. Then I'm going to switch to Tiziana here, which is going to probably use a few fighting abilities like Pommel Strike here, which is going to deal a bit of damage to the guy, and then we'll see. Alright, Cicero has been advancing a bit, and we are going to be attacked by the rear here, and I could use, so Blazing Bulwark is going to summon blazing shields that sear enemies and block incoming projectiles. So this one is going to be quite useful to prevent us from being attacked by magician here. And I've got also Sanction, which is going to blast a canal area with blazing heat, forcing enemies to target the caster for the duration. So it's some kind of taunt, I think. And you know what, I'm probably going to use it a bit so they're not going to attack Cicero too much. Alright, so let's just go that way. And then I will go with Kalden. I think Kalden should probably just turn... Oh, maybe he won't. I'm going to ask Kalden to go for the mage, so he won't be exposed. Alright, so they are explaining me about the pose, because it's quite a difficult fight, and being able to pose is quite handy. Okay, so we are just at a much better point. We're going to go for the mage, and I should probably use one of our abilities. So I'm going to place a water tag on these guys. So which one? Around the spellcaster, so it's going to be there. I'll just aim at me, and then let's go back to Cicero. As you can see, there is one more thing I did not use. These are some kind of special abilities. You need to fight a bit more if you want to be able to use them. I don't think I can do it right now. I think maybe there is one of these bars which is going to allow me to be able to use these. So each of our characters has a very different ability. So Cicero is going to use Quagmire, which is going to slow your enemy. Kalden is going to use Clarity of Mind, which is going to reduce the cooldown of all abilities, which seems to be quite handy. And Tiziana is going to use Mortal Skin, which is going to reduce incoming damage for a duration. So all these things are pretty handy. And then we've got these things. I don't really know these, but I would try to use these at some point. Let's go for this. I'm not sure. It's not really obvious what these things are doing. We'll just need to take a look. I don't think it's explained in the demo, and the names are not helping me much. Okay, so let's just see. So some skills apply elemental attacks on enemies. Use signature attack on tagged enemy to proc a devastating combo. So let's do it. So they are of the water element here. I'm going to use a bit of elemental earth here. And not just going to be against these guys, but I can still try. Let's see if we're going to make a lot of damage here. Okay, ensnared. So we got a special effect, and I think I've been dealing a bit more damage. Alright, we've got plenty of enemies around. Maybe I should just go and try to use one of these abilities to actually make a lot of damage to these guys. I'm going to try to aim for these three, and I could try to aim for the mage when I'm done with these. So let's just try to do that this way. Alright, there we go. Let's do the melee here, and I've got the mage now. Now I'm going to try to use Calden to... what can he do? He's got no more skill which are available right now, so I'm just going to use this one on, let's say somebody which is going to be a bit weak, like this guy here. And I'm going to use Tiziana here with Pummel Strike, and I'm going to aim for the same one, so it will be maybe a bit less in danger. Alright, so every enemy has been interrupted, which is quite nice. And is he attacking that guy? Yes, he is. And I could use Elemental Blade to do a little bit more damage here. But as I've got... oh, my mistake. I should remember that when you are not pausing the game, you are moving your character with your keyboard. But when you are in pause, you can just move freely around to just take a good look at the battle, which is quite cool. So let's go back to Tiziana. I think I've got the Sanction spell, which is going to allow me to... nah, there is not enough enemy here. Let's just not do that. I'm going to use the Pummel Strike on that guy. And as you can see, I've been using the little elemental effect which was on the guy. And even though I cannot really read it, because there is two words at the same time, I think it's going to be in trouble. And I should probably use Calden to apply another effect to the guy. Come on, do it. I think he failed. Oh, let's try again. Is it done? Not yet. But he will manage to do that at some point. Let's just go with that. Is it? Yes, it is better, but it's too late. It's really too late. Let's just go for the last guy. It's a mage. It should be easy with 3 guys on it. But we are still going to try to apply a few tags. Let's go with Cicero. Is going to use... oh, he's not. But there is already a tag here, so I'm just going to try to use it to my advantage here. Okay. Everybody's dead. Let's just keep going. We are not far. I really like the art style. I really think more games should try to add more color to their palette here. It would be quite a bit of a change if you compare to all the greyish stuff we've been seeing these years.
Remember, if you lie to me again, another one of your dogs will die. You've cost one of them his life already. You don't want another on your hands, do you?
No.
Good. Now, let me repeat the call numbers again. And this time, I don't expect you to say that they don't exist, all right?
Yes.
The first, DF328D439KL3. The second, DT8548172PG6. The third, DP903.
What is going on, Cicero?
They're looking for specific books. Razatov must have had something to do with this.
Well, best to act while we have the element of surprise.
Wait!
And here she goes.
Get them!
We've got this!
Alright, so we've got quite a bit of guys around here. We've got some kind of DPS over there with these 2 daggers. There is a tank over there. We've got 2 mage, which we should deal with. And I should probably try to use Tiziana to dispose of their firebolt. I'm going to use this spell here. I'm going to just prevent us from taking damage from this side. Meanwhile, I should probably try to go for the DPS. I need probably to hold my position with these guys. I think if I press H, it's going to be possible. I'm going to hide over there, so they're going to wait for my enemies to come closer. So let's just take care of the DPS first. It should allow us to... let's do that this way here. Okay, now we've got a little issue. We are going to use Water Spout to take care of this thing. And I'm going to ask Cicero... oh, she's turned around, so we are going to take damage from the rear now. Crap. Or I could just move her over there. So she's going to be able to rotate and will be protected like that. Pretty cool. Let's go back to Keldon. I think I should try to see if he's going to be able to activate this thing. Come on, Keldon. Here we go. And snared. He's not going to move so much. So now I could probably try to apply another effect to that guy. Not yet. Need to wait a bit more. Okay, so we are taking a bit of damage, but not so much. We should be able to handle that. And I should probably ask her to put the shield on as soon as she's got it ready. So we are advancing quite fast on the DPS. Here we go. You see, characters are actually pretty smart. She used the shield by herself, so mages are going to be in trouble to shoot her. Here we go. Let's just ask my guys to go for the melee guy, and I will use that shield as soon as I can. In 10 seconds. And I should probably try to use a few of these attacks so I can... What was that? Yes, what attack? It's going to be quite handy. But maybe it was... Nah, I had already attack on. My mistake. I've lost a bit of damage that way. Anyway, soon she will be able to use that. Let's just do it. Oh, she did it already. My mistake. I'm too slow for her. Okay, now we've got 2 mage, and I think it's going to be quite easy to go for them now, as they are going to be quite in trouble to survive against 3 melee fighters. And you see the Keldon. He came to help because there was less life left on the guy. Come on, go for him. I just... it's too late. I'm going to be late to attack him with my special attack. Yes, but they are now down.
I told you. You chose well.
Unbind the Vegelis. Keldon, see if they need healing.
Ages. Thank you, Cicero.
Are you hurt?
I'm fine. What are you doing here?
Saving you, apparently.
Well, you've done a mighty job at it.
Actually, we were here for answers, but it seems that all we found are questions instead. He was asking you about books?
If only he just asked. Capturing all my Vegelis like this, a tad overdramatic, I'd say.
Why did he want them?
I don't know. I do remember their call numbers, though.
We should get them ourselves then. See if...
Here they are. These are the Fae.
Here they come!
They're strange little enemies. They look like books, at least these ones. And we've got other ones which are looking a bit less, but they've got another spider look, which is fitting as well. These are not as resilient as the regular enemy we've been fighting. So I think my guys are going to take care of them quite fast. Still, I could use that to my advantage maybe. I just help them a bit with a little bit of a stag. The go should be done soon. We are going to meet
the Fae problem was bad, but even here,
much tougher phase a bit later.
To find you, actually.
the Fae.
This is not the first of its kind that I've encountered. And I have a theory as to how and where they're spawning.
I'm all ears.
One thing at a time. I'll tell you what we've learned about the Fae after we get the books, if that's all right with you.
As much as I'd like to know now, I suppose my curiosity can wait. I can bring you to the books they were looking for, but they took all our Masquerades, tossed them to the lower levels. If there are more Fae out there...
We'll handle them.
The wounded have been healed.
And they're all cut loose.
Then let's go. We'll find the books and clear a way for the Vegelis as well.
Alright, there we go. Let's move out.
First 2 books
So,
are on this level.
let's go and get the book on this level here. We've got more of these guys, and I just aim for them. As you can see, there is a new enemy types. These are going to be range opponent. And I'm just going to go for them right now, I think. I think my guys can take care of these. And I really need to take care of the ranged opponent, which is going to deal a bit more damage than the other one. I just apply attack for when they're going to come and help. Because they're almost done with the other one. Maybe they are going to be late to the feast. Maybe not. Okay, here they are. Let's go and grab the last... Not the last, the first book. We've got a few more to recover.
Is this it?
It is. It's a compilation of folk tales that we believe the Dementicati had once told.
That is incredibly thick.
What would Raz want with folk tales?
We'll have time to figure it out later. We should get the other two.
I really like the mask of Cicero. It's quite cool. Okay, let's reach the second one. It should not be far. Here they are.
I've got your backs.
Let's take care of them quickly. I should obviously try to shoot as much as possible with this attack here. Okay, let's just finish this one if I can. Okay, let's go for the ranged guys. Alright, let's try to aim for the second one behind. Should be able to apply more damage to them when I can. And almost done. Let's go for the book, the flying book over there. And we should be almost done. There we go. So where is the book? It's just over there. And the last one is not going to be very far.
All right.
Still.
Are we near it?
It's right here. This is a book about Dementicati history. It chronicles the Empire's expansion of territory.
That's huge.
Your Regenti was interested in ancient people, it seems.
But why?
We'll get the last one and hopefully we'll find our answers.
It's upstairs.
Let's go.
Here we go. This one is not going to be as simple to get. Okay, let's go for it. So this phase is much stronger and it's going to use some kind of abilities which we need to avoid. So, and it's going to warn us for it. So what I should probably do first is to switch my team so I can just avoid that. I'm going to send my guy over there and I'm going to send these guys on the other side. Okay, so all good for us. And I should probably try to dispose of these ranged opponents because they're going to be quite a pain. Let's just go for these. I'm going to keep running with Cicero. I should be dealing with that properly. I'll just go around. Oh, I think we've been spotted. I'm going to go... Do I want to go for these? I think they're going to be in trouble if I just stay here. I'm going to aim for the same one. So we'll be a bit faster in our... no, not like that. I want to use a redub, but it's been used already, so... let's see. I'll just do it that way. I'm going to maybe use a flint bolt to make these guys sensitive to attacks. Okay. And let's just go back to the triplets. And use... maybe not that skill. I'm going to just attack it regularly. Oh, we need to move around. So... who is he aiming for? I think he's aiming for Callan. I'm going to ask Callan to go that way. Then I'm going to ask Cicero and Tiziana to go that way. Come on. Oh, come on. She got hurt. But we are just going to take Callan back. And just click on him. And ask him to go for the triplet so we can just finish it. And let's move Tiziana back to the right direction here. Alright, so Callan, you've got duped, and it's going to allow us to mark our enemy, but it's already marked. I'm just going to use what I've put here, and Tiziana is going to use Pummel Strike as well. Meanwhile, Cicero is not ready yet. It needs to wait a few more seconds, but he will be ready soon. I'm going to move him that way, so he will be able to use his skill into the right direction. Oh crap. I could use the defense of Tiziana, but it's going to be too slow, I think, so I'm just going to run. Let's run with Cicero. Calden is going to go that way, and Tiziana is going to go that way. Okay, so Calden is a target. Let's just go far enough so we are not going to be... Okay, we are safe. Let's go back to our main target here. The triplet. And now I need to use... let's say we're going to use... not Bulwark, we're going to go for Sanction. That way. I'm going to wait for a second before I use it because I want to use down both enemies. And now it's done. Okay, so we are going to suffer a bit less DPS. And one thing you need to know about this fight is that when you are going to... Oh, I did not aim for the one I was looking for. So let's just move out quickly. So as I was about to say, if you are dying into a combat, if one of you guys is just falling on the ground, if you manage to handle soon long enough, the guy is going to just wake up and go back to the fight, which is quite useful. So here they are. I'll just fight these guys. I'm keeping the bigger one for later. Okay, I need to do a bit more damage here. Oh, we do not have enough charge, so the charge is just over there, and this is the one which is going to allow us to use clarity and stuff. Let's go back to Cicero. He could... Nah, not yet, but he's going to be able to apply it soon. I'm going to go on that side. No, yes, maybe there. So I can use Flint Lock, Flint Bolt on these two guys one more time. And then we'll go for a regular attack like that. Okay, and we need to move Calden, which is going to be in trouble very soon. Let's go that way. Should be fine with those guys. Okay, maybe Calden was not. But we are going to come back and keep fighting. Alright, let's maybe try another Flint Bolt. We're going to go just over there. And we'll try to attack these two guys. Okay, now I'm going to try to use Fissure, which is going to allow me to go through these two guys and deal a bit of damage. I'm going to use Tiziana to go with a Pummel Strike on that guy. I'm going to use Calden to use Water Spout on that guy. Okay, let's see. Oh, maybe it was a mistake. I'm going to be in trouble. Let's just go that way. Or I could slow my enemies. Let's just do that this way. Okay, and we're just going to move out. We cannot yet. But now we've got only one enemy, so it should be easier. Let's try to use Clarity of Mind. So everybody's going to recover their skills, maybe. I'm going to let Cicero into the range here. He will not be suffering too much. And I'm going to use... Multiskin seems not to be useful right now. I'm just going to try to apply a Redupt around here. And we'll try to use a Pummel Strike when he's going to be done with it. Alright, let's go for it. Let's switch. We're going to use Flint Bolt. Followed by Fissure. Oh, I don't have enough masked charge. I just keep attacking the guy. I'm going to use Pummel Strike to try to finish this guy off. Alright, done. He's back to his regular, nice little book form. And guys, as you can probably see already, it's the end of the demo. And as I was saying, I'm going to add a link if you want to check out the game, so you can just check it out on Kickstarter. I hope you liked the video. If you do, please leave a like, a comment, or subscribe, and until next time guys, have fun!